then I was like, you know what? No, Kayla. No. You're fucking delusional. You know, you're fucking stupid. The reason why you're still single is not because you're intelligent. It's because you're stupid. You continue to go for the same emotionally unavailable men who want to have nothing to do with you in like 3 weeks. And you know that they're not gonna be there for a long term. They're not gonna be there in 3 weeks. And you still pour your heart out and you be all you can be and expect a different outcome when you know it's not going to be different.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Hope you all had a good day. Now, I'm a little bit tired, okay? Don't think that I'm dying or something because of looking at these women for too long. It's just a little tired today, but still with energy to have some coping thrown our way, you know, by the usual suspects. So without further blubbering, guys, let's get started and let's see what these women have to say. They are defending themselves. They are at court. Why are you still single after 30? Given that you're a woman and you play life on rookie mode, or dating life at least. So let's check them out, guys.
So I saw a video the other day, and it was talking about how women who have been single for a really long time, like 1, 2, 3 years, aren't single because there's something wrong with them, obviously. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. That is absolutely the case. And then I was like, you know what? No, Kayla. No. You're fucking delusional. You know, you're stupid. The reason why you're still single is not because you're intelligent. It's because you're stupid. You continue to go for the same emotionally unavailable men who want to have nothing to do with you in like 3 weeks. And you know that they're not going to be there for a long term. They're not going to be there in 3 weeks. And you still pour your heart out and you be all you can be.
We have a hopeless romantic here that just throws her heart out. And something that I've mentioned on this channel quite often times, gentlemen, is that these women, they're absolutely aware of what they're doing. All right, even though they may say, oh, he lied to me, I didn't know what was going to happen, I thought we were in for the long run. No, guys, they absolutely know who are the red flag guys and who are the good guys. Okay, don't get fooled by that, because if they didn't know, then we can say, oh well, you know, it's not their mistake because they didn't know. But the fact of the matter is, they absolutely do know. This is why there is no excuse, because the mistakes they are making, they're absolutely aware of that. They're aware of the risks. They just want to pay the full price for the unavailable men's attention, right? And it often makes me wonder if these women, guys, that are addicted to anxiety, if they were pouring all of that energy, all of that time they invest in chat, and men who don't care about them, if they invested all of that into the good guys, you know, they wouldn't have all these problems. Because it turns out men who are good, yeah, maybe they're harder to find nowadays than before, but they're still not that hard to find, especially if you're a woman, especially if you're looking for something long term. And as a last note, hey, when people hear this, they think, oh, what, Hidan, you think they should commit to anyone, you know, just because, you know, they think, you think that these women have to go out with the 3 out of 10 men. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should date someone way beneath your league, which women never do, by the way, right? They always date up. So I'm not forcing them, putting a gun to their head, commit to every man who is interested in you. No, just commit to someone, you know? Pick one of the many guys. Don't tell me that they're all 3 out of 10s, all right? Plenty of good guys around with good lives who treat their family right. Plenty of them to choose from. And yet these women, guys, they go for the bad boys.
And expect a different outcome when you know it's not going to be different. That's it.
We need to clear up this misconception that guys have that girls want to go out on dinner dates with guys because they need a free meal. Be so effing for real right now. A woman will not spend time with a man if she doesn't want to. For the exact same reason that you all don't want to go on dinner dates, because it is a time investment. I see these comments on my videos all the time, and I just think it's hilarious that guys think that women can't take care of themselves, especially when it comes to something as simple as a meal. A lot of us cook at home, and we're perfectly fine doing that. We also can buy ourselves our own meals, and we don't need another person to be present to be able to enjoy a meal. None of us are hungry enough that we will pretend to enjoy your company in
Okay, lady. Maybe you are not, but a lot of women do this, alright? I'm not making it up, guys. Tell me if I'm in Delulu land, but I think that most guys right here who have been online dating or, you know, trying to date, they have had similar experiences where a woman just goes out for the free meal. And it's interchangeable. Sometimes free attention, free validation is what they're after. Sometimes a free hookup if you happen to be attractive to their liking. Most of the times it's a free meal. This is why this sort of meme, you know, is floating around. Because many guys go there, woman has had no interest to date them at all from the beginning, and so it turns out they were just there for the resources. So I'm living on planet Earth, alright? I'm not living in some other planet where this is not the case. This is absolutely the case. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments.
order to have a free meal, because our time is too valuable, and there are so many other things that we could be doing instead of that date. When I have a bad date, regardless of if it's dinner or something else, I'm so disappointed because I'm thinking about all the things that I could have done during that time. But look, I know how this goes, and it's a trade-off, and not all of your first dates can be good. So you may not believe this, but I will say this one more time, which is that I won't accept a dinner date unless I have some interest in this person, and I actually believe that there's some potential there. I literally can feed myself. I do this 3 times a day, and those are not usually dates. All this to say, I just don't want guys to be afraid of asking women out on dinner dates because they think women are getting a free meal. I think if a woman says yes and accepts a dinner date, there's some genuine potential interest there. So
not always. I don't want you to be afraid either. I don't think you should hide under a rock or in a cave or something, you know, oh, I'm not going to speak to women, all of them are bad. No, but just be concerned, all right? You have to be aware that people like this exist, right? In the same way that you are aware that scammers exist, in the same way that you are aware that thieves exist. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to be sweating all the time, you know, having nightmares every night about, oh, someone's going to steal something from me. No, just be aware that there is this probability. Because with women, you often get this, right? In the same way that women have a lot of men trying to get them for the hookup, in the same way, there are a lot of women trying to milk guys for whatever resources they can. That is attention, that is validation, that is their time. Time is precious, you know. And especially attention, guys, is a really valuable, how can I say, asset item in the dating game. And men are out there giving it for free.
you should lean into it.
People on dating apps, they are all the same. The many, many, many mountain climbers. The no pineapple on pizzas. The backpackers. The gym lads. They're clearly whinging about their exes on their profiles. The one-worders and the no-worders. The foodies, the footy lads, the hygienists who want you to have clean sheets and nice teeth. The ones who are spending a lifetime paying off a clearly very, very expensive car that they definitely want you to know that they have in all of their photos. The extreme sporters who claim that you need to know how to ski if you're going to date them, yet they probably only go skiing a handful of times a year. The guys who think showing comedic pictures of them shoving their face or dressed as a waffle, who think they're going to get matches from that.
I don't know, guys. Sounds like a lot of options to me. Sounds like a lot of variety, you know? Oh, people on dating apps are all the same. Proceeds to mention 26 different groups of men. Like, this goes to show, guys, that there are women out there that you just cannot please. No matter what you are, no matter what you do with life. And she mentioned some interesting things about men, you know? Not bad things. It's just she'll put you in a category of something she finds boring or unappealing, which goes to speak about her expectations. And her expectations are 6 feet, right? I don't think that if you are 6 feet over something and you make the the 6 digits, I don't think in that scenario she would categorize you into one of these dull groups that seem so boring and uninteresting, you know?
On the Sunday vibes, I like to go for a hike followed by a pub lunches, which I would argue is the new I like long walks on the beach.
Just before we move on, guys, now this woman talks about men being all the same, but this woman pertains to the biggest demographic of women nowadays, and it's women over 30 who are single, right? And they're all the same in the sense that they have nothing to offer, or little, that is, or if they have something to offer, it's something actually bad and it's a liability. They have spent all their time, wasted rather, should I say, they have wasted their youth, they have wasted their options at meeting good men, they have dismissed them, you know, and now they are 30, making TikToks at night in their bedroom. Alright? And all women over 30 who are single, well, the vast majority of them happen to be like this. So, ironically enough, well, you speak about men who, yes, some of them are trash, but some of them have been grinding, some of them have been working, some of them have been improving in the gym, financially, you know, mentally, you want to call it, right? You're talking about these men in a demeaning way when you are the one who is actually the most stereotypical, you know, and the one who carries the most amount of liabilities.
Long walks on the beach.
Do you want to know what I don't like? And I don't even know if this is something that you consider a pet peeve, but if we're trying to get down to like modern terminology, it's an ick. It's an ick when someone gives me a dry ass good morning. Like if you're interested in me and we're trying to start something or whatever, and you give me a dry ass good morning, I'm not gonna want it. It's gotta be like, good morning, babe. Good morning, baby. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, mi reina. Good morning, el amor de mi vida. No, I'm just kidding. That's what don't ever tell me that. Don't ever. You know, it's gotta have character. It's gotta have meaning behind it, not just a fucking dry ass good morning. Because if you give me a fucking dry ass good morning, I don't want it anymore. So you gotta have a little extra spice to it, a little extra whatever the fuck to it. If not, then I don't want it. I just don't want it.
Alright guys, so the video ends right here, and I'll play some gameplay while I give my last thoughts. Please remember to leave me a comment what your thoughts are. But look, now what this woman wants is not something bad, it's something absolutely understandable, especially coming from a woman. You know, women oftentimes pay much more attention to detail, and they like the good morning texts and all that. My problem is with the rest of it. You know, so I mentioned this example in a previous video, but I mention it in a really bad way. I'll try my best here, even though I'm tired. But women over 30, guys, oftentimes can be compared to a vase, for example, or a glass, a bottle, whatever you wanna call it, that has a hole in it. All right, so whatever you try to put on that glass, on that bottle, it's not gonna get filled, right? It's never going to get filled. It has a hole in it. Because these women, guys, oftentimes they are just broken individuals, right? Their life, probably their beginning, you know, a lot of them have had bad childhoods, and I understand that. But it's when they take it from there, they continue to make a lot of mistakes. They continue to date the same type of men as the first woman said. You know, they go through the hookups, they go through all of this demoralizing and hurting phases. Where they get their soul lost, their heart broken, and everything falls apart. And then, guys, it's like they want you to commit and they try to make ends meet and have a normal relationship. It's not going to happen, you know. These individuals, guys, oftentimes are just really broken. They have no pair bonding ability, which results in them sabotaging their relationships or just never having them in the first place. You know, this is why oftentimes these women pick the same type of men, is because they are addicted to the anxiety. So, as mentioned, when you are 30, madam, I don't think that your biggest problem is, guys who don't text you good morning well enough. I think you have all the problems that you should focus on, like maybe you picking the wrong guys for the last 15 years. You know, I think that is of a bigger concern than this last one not saying good morning to you in an appropriate way, right? So, these women, guys, a lot of men try to save them. A lot of men really love them, and so they try to make it work. But it just ends up being like trying to fill a bottle that is broken. You're not gonna fill it, my man. No matter how much you try, no matter how much you pour into it, it's just all gonna fall down the drain, right? And not all women are like this, all right? Not all women are like this. There are some women who are widows, right? A really dramatic way to become single. There are women who have tried their best, but their husbands were trash, you know, and did a 180. But for the most part, guys, for the most part, it's not men who are initiating divorces, all right? It's not men who are not willing to walk through problems or fix them. It's not men who want to divorce and lose their children and have to pay alimony, all right? It's women. So in most of the cases, women over 30 are just massive red flags. It's in their past, in their dating history, it's in the choices they have made, it's in the personality they have built, it's in the lack of patience that they now have, the lack of understanding on how to have a family and build a family, you know. It's all of that, guys. But women over 30, most of the time, are a massive red flag, is what I'm willing to say. But guys, that's it. Leave me your thoughts about what you think about this whole thing. What do you think about women over 30? Do you think that most of them are a red flag, or would you give any chances to some of them? Let me know down in the comments, guys, and I'll be happy to see you next time. Have a good one.